Hi, everyone. This is Neil Ashbaugh, President and CEO of New Century Careers, a nonprofit organization that provides tuition-free training and job placement assistance for a 10-county region in southwestern PA. Today, we're going to be talking about National Apprenticeship Week. National Apprenticeship Week is hosted annually in the country to celebrate the wonderful value that apprenticeships offers our individual citizens in a variety of industries. For us, it's in machining and advanced manufacturing. And joining me, I'm very pleased to introduce Jason Spudic from True Position and Terry Cousins. And thank you, gentlemen, for joining me.
No problem.
Before we get started with some questions around apprenticeship, Jason, can you tell me a little bit about the history of your company and maybe some of the industries you currently serve?
Yeah, thanks, Dale. Thanks for having us. So this is True Position Inc. We're a contract manufacturing, CNC machining, weld, and fabrication facility in Gibsonia, North Hills of Pittsburgh. Mostly we do work for the Department of Defense, mostly with the Navy and some steel industry work. But as a job shop, we kind of pick up odds and ends from, a guy fixing his tractor to a tree service down the road to whatever sort of shows up. But really, it's the government work that keeps us busy and pays the bills. But we'll take on pretty much anything.
Fantastic. Terry, journey worker machinist, tell us about what you typically see in the course of a day.
All kinds of stuff. Gimbals, encoders, weldments for energy generation for the Navy. Anything from screws to there's really no end to it. I've done a $40,000 bronze casting that's 4,000 pounds to self-tapping little machine screws.
Cool. So I think what people would take away is that a pretty diverse group of companies and industries you all serve around specific requirements. And I know that one of the methods you all chose to employ and deploy to help Terry out in his career success has been apprenticeship. So can you tell me, Jason, what kind of benefits have you seen from the apprenticeship model, specifically around even some of the things that you've witnessed over the last several years with Terry's growth?
Yeah, that's actually a pretty easy one. I approach Terry pretty often and say, hey, do you know how to do this? Can you sharpen this end mill? Can you do that? Are you comfortable on this? And very often he'll say, oh yeah, we did that a little bit at the school. And the apprenticeship is great because I'm expecting anybody who comes in here as a machinist who claims to be a machinist to know how to sharpen a drill and run a mill and a lathe and hopefully do some G code. What the school does, it gives a lot more formal education on that stuff. So when I ask him to do some odd tasks, he's got at least some background in it. To Terry's credit specifically, individually, he's excited to try learning and diving more into everything. As far as the apprenticeship program, what it does that we can't accomplish here, even as a job shop where we have, as he said, large castings down to small turns, self-tapping screws. We do a lot of different things with a lot of different materials, a lot of different machines. And even with that background, the apprenticeship program still pushed me to give Terry some time and hours on different things that maybe in that time frame he wasn't grinding. The apprenticeship program made sure I got him that grinding time. It made sure we were in the tooling and setup. So as much as we do and as much as we deployed him on various things, the school and the program really helped to guide further education under some kind of a formal format that was beneficial to me and I certainly hope to him to make sure he was as well-rounded as possible.
I think that's wonderful what you said about how it's not just about going in and doing one thing at a time, but rather being in a position to offer your employees the opportunity to learn a variety of things throughout the course of a workday. And it sounds like to me that this maybe has helped you to grow, Terry. How has that internal company value proposition around apprenticeship helped you to succeed as an individual over the last several years, up to and including earning your journey worker certificate?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand how
Yeah,
they
so
supported the shop in my journeymans.
right. So Jason's mentioned how you were afforded a lot of opportunities to learn a variety of different things through the course of your apprenticeship, whether it be different materials or even maybe working on different machinery. I wanted to see, how do you feel that that model, that apprenticeship model, has helped you grow as an individual by getting all those different types of opportunities?
I've I've advanced a lot through that. A lot of it, I actually would say, not just the well-rounded, the different machines that I run, but when I go down to the class and we do the actual coursework, I've learned so much. There's just stuff I didn't pick up here, or something that I seen that I didn't quite understand. I remember at one point I was running a cut on a part and I reversed the direction and almost scrapped it, and I didn't realize that a climb will leave stock on a heavy cut and a conventional will rip extra stock off. This was stuff that I learned down at the school. Anything from stuff that I can apply here to just simple things. Well, not really simple, but like if you need to not leave marks on a part and you're using a hydraulic chuck, if you drop the pressure down too low, you'll throw a part. It's not made for that. But if you switch to a pneumatic chuck, that's perfect for it. I've There's so much that I've learned in the 3 years I was down there that's not necessarily something you're going to run across here, or something that you've seen but you didn't quite understand.
Mhm.
So if you were to talk to another individual that's considering doing an apprenticeship, as you as a journey worker and noting your experiences that you've had, what kinds of things would you tell a person about to expect from a quality apprenticeship program?
I expect to learn quite a bit. Uh, I mean, if you're planning on being in this industry for very long at all, it's something that I would implore anybody to consider and do.
Would you say that your education ended with the journey worker certificate?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Every day.
Yeah, that's one thing I always stress to folks that want to learn more about machining and being a machinist. There's individuals that will have careers that are 20, 30, 40 years in duration, and most of them are learning something new even the day of or the day before they retire. So,
Yeah.
um, Jason, from your perspective and True Positions perspective as a company, what would you maybe give as guidance or advice to another company that may be thinking about using apprenticeship as a model for educating and training and upskilling the next generation of machinists?
Well, I would certainly recommend it. One of the things I like to think about when it comes to this program was you're getting somebody who's already shown some buy-in. You know, any great machinist, any decent machinist worth their salt right now, they're employed. Everything's booming right now. Everybody's busy, and that's great. Um, and if you get somebody off the streets who doesn't have any education in machining, uh, it'd be nice to see that drive that they want to come to join the profession. But when you get somebody who's decided to make the actionable move to go for an apprenticeship, you've got somebody who is really bought into wanting this career. And I think now in this climate, younger people specifically, it's kind of a trope at this point. But do you want a job or do you want a career? Well, if you're just coming in here to say, "Hey, I'd like to machine, teach me how to run that saw or that drill press," that kid's looking for a job, and that's fine. I'm glad he wants to do it. But if you've taken upon yourself to join an apprenticeship program or say that you want to do that, you're showing me the buy-in that this is a career path you want to continue, and you're serious about this, and you're not going to go and switch into the next fancy job that comes your way. So, for any employer who's considering this, there's a lot of value to be held with someone who's willing to continue to educate themselves or start the process on their own. I think, you can't beat intention when it comes to that.
Well, excellent. Well, gentlemen, I thank you for your time. For those out in the audience that are watching this blog, I wanted to call to attention that if you or someone you know would like to learn more about apprenticeships, whether pre-apprenticeships or registered apprenticeships, Remember, National Apprenticeship Week is November 14th through the 20th. You can learn more by visiting New Century Careers at the website posted above. And by all means, learn more about this great company called True Position, located in Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, at truepositioninc.com. And to Jason and to Terry, thank you very much for just giving us a quick little view inside of how apprenticeships can work for a company and how apprenticeships can help make the next generation as successful as you obviously have been, Terry. So congratulations to you for your Journey Worker certificate, and congratulations to you, Jason, for having the courage and the company culture that supported apprenticeship. And thank you for your time, gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Neil. Take care.
Thank you for joining us to commemorate National Apprenticeship Week. Remember to check out New Century Careers on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, remember that every day is a great day for manufacturing.